Samuels.
And I'm Asha Karthik.
And this is Flash Course World History Acapulco Edition,
where we will be talking about the trade route between Acapulco and Manila.
Going loco down in Acapulco if you stay too long. Yes.
According to recently surfaced petroglyphs, or cave art, the earliest inhabitants of this region were the Nahua Indians, which were predecessors of the ancient Aztecs, dating all the way back to 3000 BC.
During the time of Acapulco's heyday, the majority of the population consisted of the indigenous Nahua people. However, a portion of it was made of Filipinos, Spaniards, and Africans from the trade.
Today, the population is composed of many ethnic groups, including the indigenous American Indians, who account for more than 1/6 of the total, and the white Mexicans of European heritage, who are nearly as numerous. Generally speaking, the mixture of indigenous and European peoples has produced the largest segment of the population today, mestizos, who account for nearly 2/3 of the total via a complex blending of ethnic traditions and perceived ancestry.
There are even theories of communication and commerce between China and Acapulco dating back to as early as 412. The Chinese gave Acapulco the name Yapati, or the place of beautiful waters, as shown in Chinese records.
The modern name Acapulco, however, derives from the native tongue of the Nahuan Indians, meaning the place where the reeds were destroyed.
Centuries later, Hernan Cortez, a Spanish explorer, conquered but did not colonize Acapulco after the fall of the Aztec Empire in 1521. He turned the area into a shipyard where he built ships in order to conquer other territories.
It wasn't until 1550 when Spanish colonization and settlement occurred. And during this time, as seen in other cultures such as our own, the native peoples were enslaved and displaced more than thousands of miles away from their home.
The church not only exerted enormous power over the lives of the European and indigenous people, but also through its patronage profoundly influenced the nature of the visual arts in these regions.
Such influence can be displayed in the extravagant Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Acapulco.
In 1571, Acapulco gained the reputation as the most important commerce and trading center for Europe, with Manila and the Philippines for the next 400 years.
In case you need a reference to how long this voyage really is,
the distance between Acapulco and Manila is approximately 8,900 miles, and the first successful round trips were made by Urdaneta and Alonso de Arellano.
This vast trade network was referred to by many as Manila Galleon, aka the Now to China or Now to Acapulco, and it brought many exotic goods from Southeast Asia, such as porcelain, silk, spices, and ivory, aka killing an elephant for its tusk and creating fine art out of it, in exchange for silver mined in New Spain, in other words Mexico, and as much as 1/3 of the entire silver mined in Mexico was transported to Asia.
The following pictures exemplify the influence of Asian culture on Mexican art, with the use of Chinese porcelain, Sino-Spanish wood with pigments, gilding, ivory, and New Spain silver.
Chinese silk designs may have inspired the patterns of Guatemalan structures, whose faces may have also had influenced Asian ivory carvings.
Acapulco also became a center for slave trade in the 16th century, as importing slaves from parts of Asia and Africa became a common Spanish tradition. Most of these slaves were put to work in the silver and gold mines, and some modern-day descendants live along the Pacific coast of the mountainous slave communities.
port was also a popular site for pirates such as Francis Drake, who in 1579 attacked but failed to capture the Santa Ana, who made the voyage between Acapulco and Manila each year. In the span of 250 years, from 1566 to 1815, the Manila-Acapulco galleon maintained the longest-running trans-Pacific trade route in history. It initiated not only trade between Mexico and the Philippines, but it also linked the Americas with Asia as well as the Philippines with Spain. Over 300 voyages were undertaken by these galleons, which were constructed in both Mexico and the Philippines. The Manila-Acapulco galleon symbolizes the close cultural links between the Philippines and Mexico.
Nowadays, Acapulco is known as a tourist attraction for its many luxurious resorts, exotic beaches, modern architecture, city life, and its world-famous cliff divers.
Acapulco, if you stay too long, yes, you'll be going loco down.
Such very, okay. Such exotic goods, various as much as 1/3 of silver mined in New Spain and Peru went to the Far East. Okay. Okay.